Life is a journey full of unexpected twists, beautiful surprises, and inevitable challenges. The way we navigate this journey defines not just who we are but who we become. Every decision, every small habit, and every moment of courage shape our future in ways we often don't realize until much later. One of the most powerful pieces of advice anyone can receive is to live intentionally. So many people drift through life on autopilot, reacting rather than creating. They let circumstances dictate their path instead of actively designing the life they want. To change your future, you must first take full responsibility for where you are today. Accepting that your current situation is the result of your past choices can be uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. It means you have the power to make new choices starting today. When you start to take control, you begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You become a creator of your own destiny rather than a victim of circumstance. Another essential lesson is to develop a growth mindset. Many people limit themselves because they believe their abilities and intelligence are fixed. They avoid challenges, give up easily, and feel threatened by the success of others. But if you can shift to a mindset that embraces learning and views failure as feedback rather than defeat, you unlock limitless potential. You start to see mistakes as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. You begin to understand that mastery in any field comes from consistent effort and resilience, not innate talent alone. When you believe you can improve, you open doors to possibilities you never imagined. The journey becomes more exciting because every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Another life-changing piece of advice is to invest in relationships. At the end of our lives, what often matters most is not what we achieved, but the connections we built. Deep, meaningful relationships provide support during hard times and joy during good times. They enrich our experiences and give us a sense of belonging and purpose. Nurturing relationships requires vulnerability, patience, and genuine care. It means being present, listening more than you speak, and showing up for people even when it's inconvenient. It's about giving without expecting something in return and celebrating others' successes as much as your own. Equally important is the habit of practicing gratitude. In a world obsessed with more success, more money, more validation, gratitude reminds us of what we already have. It grounds us in the present and shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. When you make gratitude a daily practice, you begin to notice small blessings that you might otherwise overlook. The warmth of the sun on your face, a friend's kind message, a moment of laughter. Gratitude not only improves mental well-being, but also strengthens relationships and boosts resilience in difficult times. Another principle that can change your future is to protect your energy and time. Life is too short to spend it on things and people that drain you. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Every yes is a commitment of your precious time and mental space, so choose wisely. Focus on activities that align with your values and move you closer to your goals. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you, rather than those who constantly bring negativity or drama into your life. Also, understand the power of habits. Our lives are essentially the sum of our habits. Small daily actions compound over time to create massive change. Whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, reading, or setting aside time for creative pursuits, these seemingly insignificant routines shape your identity and outcomes. Focus on creating systems that make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Consistency rather than intensity is the key to long-term success. A crucial reminder is to embrace discomfort. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. To achieve anything meaningful, you must be willing to step outside your comfort zone, take risks, and face fears. Whether it's starting a new business, speaking in public, moving to a new city, or ending a toxic relationship, the most transformative moments in life often lie on the other side of fear. Embrace these moments as opportunities rather than threats. Each time you conquer discomfort, you build confidence and resilience that serve you in all areas of life. Equally vital is to define your own version of success. Society bombards us with definitions of success, wealth, status, fame, but these external measures often leave us feeling empty when pursued blindly. Take the time to understand what truly matters to you. What makes you feel alive? What would you do even if no one paid you? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? When your goals are aligned with your core values, you experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and inner peace. Another life-changing perspective is to focus on the present moment. So many people live either in the past, haunted by regrets, or in the future, paralyzed by anxiety. The present moment is the only place where life actually happens. When you learn to be fully present, you savor life more deeply, make better decisions, and reduce stress. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or simply paying attention to your breath, can help cultivate this awareness. Lastly, remember to be kind to yourself. Many people are their own harshest critics, constantly berating themselves for not being good enough or for making mistakes. Self-compassion does not mean complacency, but understanding that you are human and worthy of love despite your imperfections. When you treat yourself with kindness, you create a strong foundation from which to grow. Take risks and live all. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most liberating and empowering choices you can make. Most people move through life blaming others for their failures, setbacks, or disappointments. They blame their parents for not giving them the right start, their partner for not understanding them, their boss for not recognizing their talent, or society for being unfair. While these external factors may play a role, the truth is that they do not define your future. Only you do. When you blame others or circumstances, you give away your power. You tell yourself that you are a victim of life rather than its creator. This mindset keeps you stuck, helpless, and resentful. But when you take full responsibility, you reclaim your power to change. You recognize that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. This shift in perspective is the foundation of real growth and transformation. It allows you to see challenges as opportunities to build strength, resilience, and wisdom. Taking responsibility means owning both your successes and your failures. It means admitting when you've made mistakes without making excuses or justifying your actions. This level of honesty with yourself can be uncomfortable at first because it forces you to confront parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. But it is also deeply freeing. It puts you in the driver's seat of your life, allowing you to steer toward your true desires and dreams. You begin to understand that every choice you make, no matter how small, shapes your future. The foods you eat, the people you spend time with, the thoughts you entertain, the habits you build, all of these daily decisions accumulate to form the life you experience. Responsibility is also about recognizing that you are responsible for your emotional state. Many people think their happiness or peace depends on external validation or certain outcomes. But true emotional freedom comes when you realize that no one can make you feel anything without your permission. You choose your reactions. You choose whether to let criticism break you or motivate you. You choose whether to let a failure define you or teach you. This doesn't mean you suppress your emotions or ignore pain. Rather, it means you face them, process them, and then decide how to move forward in a way that serves you. When you fully embrace responsibility, you stop waiting for someone to come save you. You stop expecting life to be fair or for luck to magically transform your situation. You become proactive rather than reactive. You start setting goals, creating plans, and taking bold action. You realize that no dream is too big if you're willing to take consistent steps and adjust along the way. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that you are on your own unique journey. Every setback becomes a lesson, every obstacle a test of your commitment. You start to trust yourself more deeply, knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you have the power to adapt and rise. Taking responsibility is the ultimate act of self, love, and self-respect because it says to the world, I am in charge of my life and I will make it something extraordinary. Ethically, all these pieces of advice are simple in theory but require courage, patience, and daily commitment to practice. The future is not some distant place we arrive at randomly. It is built moment by moment, choice by choice. By embracing intentional living, nurturing relationships, protecting your energy, practicing gratitude, and daring to grow, you can create a future that feels truly yours. You hold the power to write your story, make it a story worth telling. Cultivating a growth mindset is one of the most transformative practices you can adopt if you want to change your future. Many people believe that their talents, intelligence, and abilities are fixed traits. They think they were either born smart or not, gifted or average, lucky or unlucky. This fixed mindset keeps them trapped in self, doubt, fear of failure, and constant comparison with others. But when you shift to a growth mindset, you begin to see yourself as a work in progress, capable of learning, evolving, and improving every single day. You start to understand that your potential is not set in stone. It expands with effort, persistence, and curiosity. A growth mindset empowers you to approach challenges differently. Instead of avoiding difficult tasks out of fear that you might fail and expose your weaknesses, you embrace them as opportunities to grow. You start to see setbacks not as evidence that you're not good enough, but as valuable feedback that helps you get better. Every mistake becomes a lesson rather than a defeat. This approach builds resilience because you no longer view failure as a final judgment, but as a temporary state on the road to mastery. You realize that every expert was once a beginner, and every master had to overcome countless failures before achieving greatness. When you cultivate a growth mindset, you also begin to enjoy the process rather than obsessing over the end result. You fall in love with learning itself, whether it's learning a new skill, exploring a new idea, or pushing yourself beyond your current limits. You stop measuring your worth by external rewards like praise, grades, titles, or money and start valuing the personal satisfaction and inner growth that come from effort and persistence. You celebrate progress, no matter how small, and this fuels your motivation to keep moving forward. A growth mindset also transforms your relationships. Instead of feeling threatened by other people's success, you start to see it as inspiration. You realize that there is enough space for everyone to succeed, and that someone else's win does not diminish your value. This makes you more supportive, empathetic, and open-minded, which in turn strengthens your connections and opens up more opportunities for collaboration and learning. In your personal life, a growth mindset encourages you to step outside your comfort zone regularly. You might try things you once thought were impossible, speaking in public, starting a business, learning a new language, or pursuing a creative passion. You become more adventurous and open to change because you trust your ability to figure things out along the way. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" you start asking, "What can I learn if I try?" This simple shift in questioning leads to a life that feels expansive and full of possibility, rather than one ruled by fear and self-imposed limits. Ultimately, a growth mindset is about believing in your potential and taking ownership of your development. It's about seeing every day as a chance to become a little better than yesterday, knowing that your only real competition is the person you were before. This belief in your capacity to grow transforms how you approach everything in life and becomes a powerful foundation for long-term success and fulfillment. Investing in meaningful relationships is one of the most powerful ways to enrich your life and shape your future. In a world that often glorifies individual success and independence, many people forget that true fulfillment and joy come from deep human connection. We are social creatures at our core, and our relationships deeply impact our mental, emotional, and even physical health. When you prioritize building strong, supportive connections, you create a foundation that can sustain you through every high and low. Meaningful relationships offer a safe space where you can be your true self without fear of judgment. They give you the freedom to express your dreams, share your fears, and celebrate your victories with someone who genuinely cares. The quality of your relationships significantly affects your happiness. Studies have shown that people with close, supportive relationships live longer, are healthier, and feel more satisfied with their lives. These relationships act as emotional anchors, helping you stay grounded during storms and providing joy during moments of triumph. Investing in meaningful connections means being intentional about the people you allow into your life and how you nurture those bonds. It requires time, energy, and vulnerability. You have to show up, not just physically but emotionally. Listen deeply, empathize with their struggles, and celebrate their successes as if they were your own. Building meaningful relationships also means being willing to give without expecting something in return. It is about creating an environment of trust and generosity where both people feel valued and understood. Sometimes this means making sacrifices, offering help when it's inconvenient, or simply being there during moments when words are not enough. The effort you put into these connections often comes back to you in unexpected and beautiful ways. You create a circle of support that lifts you higher and reminds you that you are not alone in your journey. Meaningful relationships also help you grow. The right people challenge you to become a better version of yourself. They hold you accountable, encourage your dreams, and provide honest feedback when you need it most. They inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and remind you of your strengths when you forget them. These relationships serve as mirrors, reflecting your true potential and helping you see parts of yourself that you might otherwise overlook. On the flip side, investing in meaningful relationships also means letting go of connections that drain you or hold you back. It requires courage to walk away from toxic relationships that undermine your self-worth or prevent you from growing. By choosing to surround yourself with people who support and uplift you, you create a positive environment that nurtures your goals and mental well-being. In a fast-paced world dominated by digital interactions and surface-level connections, choosing to build deep, authentic relationships is an act of intentional living. It means prioritizing real conversations over small talk, quality time over endless distractions, and mutual growth over one-sided benefits. These relationships become the treasures of your life, the source of your strength, and the most valuable investment you can make in your journey toward a fulfilling future. Practicing gratitude and living in the present moment are two of the most transformative habits you can develop if you want to create a life filled with peace and fulfillment. In today's world, people are constantly chasing the next big thing: a better job, more money, a bigger house, more recognition. There's always another milestone to hit, another goal to achieve. While ambition can be positive, this endless pursuit often leaves people feeling empty, anxious, and disconnected from the simple joys of life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. It reminds you that even on your worst days, there are blessings around you if you choose to see them. When you practice gratitude regularly, you start to notice the little things that bring happiness: the warmth of morning sunlight, the laughter of a loved one, the comfort of a good meal, or the simple pleasure of breathing deeply. Living in the present moment means truly experiencing life as it unfolds instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Many people live stuck in regrets, replaying past mistakes or lost opportunities, which keeps them trapped in feelings of guilt and sadness. Others live in a constant state of anxiety, imagining worst-case scenarios and fearing what might happen tomorrow. But the truth is, the past is gone and cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain and cannot be fully controlled. The only moment you truly have is now. When you learn to focus your mind on the present, you begin to feel more alive. You listen more deeply when someone talks to you, savor the taste of your food, appreciate the beauty around you, and connect more authentically with others. Gratitude and presence feed into each other beautifully. When you are truly present, you are more aware of the good things happening in your life right now. And when you practice gratitude, it anchors you in the present, helping you see today's blessings instead of longing for something different. This combination creates a powerful sense of contentment that no external achievement can provide. It reduces stress because your mind is no longer constantly jumping between regrets and worries. Instead, you find a sense of calm and acceptance, no matter what your external circumstances look like. These practices also improve your relationships. When you are present with someone, you give them the gift of your full attention, which deepens connection and trust. When you express gratitude for the people in your life, they feel seen, valued, and appreciated, which strengthens bonds and invites more love into your life. Gratitude also changes your brain on a physiological level. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly have increased levels of dopamine and serotonin in the feel good neurotransmitters that boost happiness and overall well-being. Choosing to live with gratitude and presence doesn't mean you stop dreaming big or working toward your goals. Instead, it means you learn to find joy and meaning along the way instead of postponing your happiness for some future achievement. You begin to realize that happiness is not a destination but a way of traveling. Each day becomes an opportunity to celebrate life as it is, with all its imperfections and surprises, and to cultivate a deep sense of peace and joy right where you are. Life is an unpredictable journey, a beautiful mosaic of highs and lows, successes and failures, love and loss. We often get so caught up in chasing the next milestone that we forget the profound truth. Our future is not something that simply happens to us. It is something we create, one choice, one moment, one thought at a time. The advice shared above is not a set of rigid rules, but rather guiding principles that invite us to live more consciously, courageously, and compassionately. Taking full responsibility for your life is the first step to stepping into your power. It's about moving from victimhood to ownership, understanding that while you cannot always control what happens, you can always control how you respond. It is a shift from blame and excuses to action and possibility. It means no longer waiting for someone to rescue you or for conditions to be perfect. You become the author of your story, the architect of your destiny, and the captain of your ship, charting a course toward a life that feels true to you. Cultivating a growth mindset transforms how you see yourself and the world. It frees you from the invisible prison of self, doubt and limitation, replacing it with curiosity and resilience. You begin to welcome challenges rather than avoid them, to see failures as lessons rather than evidence of inadequacy. This mindset empowers you to constantly evolve and to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. It opens doors to new experiences, new skills, and deeper levels of self-discovery. You stop living in fear of judgment or failure because you understand that growth is a journey, not a destination, and every step forward, even the messy ones, is progress. Investing in meaningful relationships reminds you that we are not meant to walk this path alone. Life is richer, deeper, and more vibrant when shared with others. The connections you nurture become your source of strength, joy, and healing. They provide a mirror in which you see not only your flaws, but also your incredible potential. Through authentic relationships, you experience the true essence of love, trust, and support. You learn to give without expectation and to receive with humility and gratitude. The love and connection you cultivate echo far beyond yourself, creating ripples that touch countless lives. Practicing gratitude and living in the present moment anchor you in the here and now, the only time that truly exists. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what's missing to what's already there. It teaches you to savor simple joys and find meaning in everyday moments. Living in the present releases you from the shackles of past regrets and future anxieties, freeing your mind and heart to fully experience life as it unfolds. This presence brings a deep, unshakable peace and an appreciation for the miraculous gift of life itself. You stop postponing your happiness for some distant goal and start finding it in the small, precious moments that make up your days. Together, these principles form a powerful foundation for a fulfilled and meaningful life. They encourage you to rise above fear and complacency, to reach for your highest potential while staying grounded in gratitude and connection. They remind you that true success is not merely measured by external accomplishments, but by the depth of your growth, the richness of your relationships, and the peace you find within yourself. When you live with responsibility, a growth mindset, deep connection, and gratitude, you begin to see that happiness is not a final destination waiting at the end of some imaginary race. Instead, it is woven into the very fabric of your daily choices and interactions. Imagine a life where you wake up each day feeling empowered by your choices, inspired by your potential, surrounded by love and anchored in gratitude. Imagine facing challenges with courage and curiosity rather than fear and resignation. Imagine building a future not out of habit or societal expectation, but from a place of genuine intention and heart-centered vision. This is the life you can create when you commit to these principles. It won't always be easy, growth rarely is, but it will always be worth it. Your life is a masterpiece in progress, a canvas waiting for the colors of your courage, dreams, and love. The brush is in your hand. Every day, you have a new chance to paint boldly, to rewrite the narrative, to rise above yesterday, and to step closer to the person you are meant to become. By embracing responsibility, cultivating a growth mindset, nurturing meaningful relationships, and practicing gratitude, you turn each day into an opportunity to shape your destiny and build a legacy of joy, resilience, and love. Start today, choose to live fully. Choose to create a future that reflects the best of who you are and all you are capable of becoming.